That was good.
Homeless where the heart is, but my heart is wild and free. And my homeless is just heartless, cause I never know where I'm gonna be. About time back on that grind, they can't match the level we on. Block your mind, tryna press rewind, but that ain't the time we on. Back in the time when I go for the dollar.
We're here with Mr. Sean Collins.
Hey.
AKA, well, I don't have a nickname yet, but fuck it. So, give us a background on your history coming down to Melbourne and where you're at now.
I'm also a music artist, so that's what I came down to Melbourne for, to work on music, do a lot of music videos up where I'm from in the NT. Yeah, so came down to do music, started getting more into film, went JMC. Since then I've worked on a few productions, sometimes in the production office, but lately more in the lighting department. I'd primarily focus on camera and lighting. That's my main area.
Since you've been in Melbourne since
late 2023, I reckon.
Yeah. How have you found your culture represented here as opposed to NT?
It's a tough question. With Indigenous culture, I don't really see a lot of mob down here, you know?
Do you feel like part of the younger generation that's going to change that with the things you're creating, or just hoping to at least bring a representation to that light so more work can be brought here and over there?
Oh, both.
Yeah.
So I do hope to see a lot more representation of Indigenous culture in film. That newer generation that can bring light to it, you know? And tell different stories, because, back in the day, it wouldn't really be Indigenous mob telling Indigenous stories. It would be other people telling more of stereotypical sort of stuff. And now you see a lot of filmmakers showing different stories, not necessarily about Indigenous culture, but not just very stereotypical Indigenous stories, but modern stories, you know? Brand New Day, for example. It's a really good musical and made by a lot of Indigenous mob as well. Brand New Day was a modern telling of what Indigenous people are going through, you know, but shown through musical.
Do you feel like it's doing enough at the moment, or you're doing everything you can, I imagine, but what do you want to see from say your government and people down here that can actually give it a boost and use their privilege to bring these things up?
There's still a lot of racism towards it, in the sense where people wouldn't want to watch it if they are against Indigenous people. And I hope that can change, and then people can start seeing different sides of that story, you know, because there's a lot of rich culture in this land. A lot of people just don't give it a chance in that sense, you know. And I reckon if people would, then they would be able to connect with it, and they would be able to get brought into these stories, because there's a lot of really good stories out there.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely. And can you tell me about your creation of Upper Productions and going into your new short film soon filming, Isn't It Called Love, and just what you're hoping to achieve with that, and, you know, your general hope and future of your own production?
So Upper Productions is my film production company that I started up based on my hip-hop production company, where we would promote a lot of underground artists from where I'm from and down in Melbourne as well. Upper Productions, we're making a film, Isn't It Called True Love, which would be my short film directorial debut. Essentially, it's a story based in the NT, because there's a lot of stories up there. There's a lot of perspectives that don't really get talked about or looked at, and that's something that I want to try to tell, because you see a lot of Australian movies and they aren't really where I'm from. A lot of it is based down in, you know, Sydney or Melbourne. That's something that I really want to do, is be able to tell stories from where I'm from, because there's a lot of, I'd say, perspectives that don't really get told or seen. And I feel like a lot of it is relatable to the broader public too.
Could you tell me what it's been like to work with, say, some of the Australian icon directors, and working on Wolfram, producer named David,
Jazzy.
What they have given you as a filmmaker, as on top of your general skill and inspiration?
Yeah, it's really nice to be able to see these people have such trust in these mob, because they really do. They bring it when they're there. And after work, they're just a really good person to have a chat with. They are very personable. It was a really good place to be on, that set of Wolfram. But it's dope. For example, Wayne Blair as well directed The Sapphires. Seeing him a few weeks ago, and you're just seeing, he's just a regular person, just like us, and people trust him because the decisions that he's made in films that he's made leading up to that, and after as well, have been really good, and that's what a director does. Is they make decisions, and it's what their decisions are that makes the final product too. And you're seeing them because they have such a rich knowledge of a lot of different stories, and they are trying to bring that and what they know and letting people connect with it. And I think that's like a really special thing. And Alice Springs as well. There hasn't been a lot of stuff there, but in the last few years, you see like a lot more things come out of there, like Top End Bub or Kangaroo. I never would have imagined them making stuff like that. They're a lot bigger scale than some of the other things that I've seen come out of there. And it's really cool to start seeing that, because who knows what sort of opportunities that's going to make for the people that I grew up around.
So we basically invented the feature film, but we're still having our beginnings. Like, we're still starting young, but starting strong, right?
Yeah, we're getting there. Like, it's really good. It's really good seeing how the Australian film industry is growing at the moment.
Thank you so much, and Frank.
Let's go.
All right, let's so much. Dude. Fuck
Thank you,
yeah.
man.
Hell yeah.
Come on, partner. Beer's on me.